Hey everybody, it's Matthew. Welcome back to the channel. As I promised in the short last week, we've got a behind the scenes video of how I made my submission for Jared Dines SION Vocal Challenge here. So I'm going to be breaking down how I recorded all the vocals for this thing and some of the little tricks I used to make it sound as good as it possibly could. So let's jump right in. Alright, so here's the Reaper session here we got. Here's the instrumental to give you guys an idea of what we're dealing with here. It's just going between two chords there, I think, but it's a B minor progression as it says up here, chorus instrumental in BM. So that's B minor for this. And then in here, there's an extra section that's got some different stuff in it. So that's how that guy sounds. So let's go here though to the main chorus first of all. So going to the main vocal line here of this chorus section here, and then what I'm calling a refrain here, which a refrain is a section where you repeat the same vocal motif and repeat the same motif multiple times. So this is just going to be the same thing. That's just an extra section here. But to the main chorus here, let's listen to part of that. You got me down to size. I'm broken by your lies. My mind is under attack. You're the one who's holding me back. So there's how it sounds. We can pop Melodyne open here to actually see what our melody's doing here. It's just a basic B minor melody, since that's the key we're in here. Mostly pentatonic, with a minor 6 a couple times just to make it cool. So starting to the root note here, going to D, F sharp, hitting the G here a little bit, tickling, going back down to E. So we're going root, minor 3rd, 5th, minor 6, back down to the 4th, and then hit the E and the F sharp again here, E, and then ending on the root note. And then the second line here, basically, this is just going to be the repeated thing because it's a chorus, so the melody repeats twice. So we have 4 lines, so these 2 lines are going to be like this, and then the next 2 are the same. So starting up a little bit higher here, this is mostly just noise, so whatever, C, going all the way up to the 7 here. This is how we change the second line, make it a little bit more energetic, down to G here, pedaling between that F sharp and G, that 5th and minor 6, ending on the 5th. And then that's roughly what you get out of it. So actually, while I got that open, let's go through stuff, what we got. So we've got Shep's omnichannel limiters on. We got compression on optical at -15, 12 to 1. This is less aggressive though, and the optical compressor also gives us a little bit hotter sound than the other settings do. So I sometimes like that there. No EQ or de-esser on it, which I probably should have had those on, but whatever. It's not really going to be a big deal. Gate just to stop the noise, and then we give it a little extra preamp saturation at an even with 40, which is a good volume to keep it from feeling too saturated from the preamp. And then we've got a stronger compressor here with a higher threshold, 20-to-1 ratio though, so it's really catching a lot of the loud stuff here. That one, and then EQ, pretty basic. We're just cutting off most of the low end we don't want on a vocal and then giving it some high end boost. That's really it. I wanted to just keep that simple because I was trying to get it done. And then a little bit of a delay here that you can just hear. You're cool. And then over here, we've just got a simple refrain repeating 3 times, going from the minor 7, the A, to the root. So we're going from A4 to B4 there at the very top of the scale there. And then we can hear that. Holding me back! Holding me back! Holding me back! So as you can hear on the chorus stuff here, I did have some spots where I put a little bit of distortion on my vocal delivery, just to make that a little bit more interesting, so it's not just all constant belting. So we have the belt here, and then we go for the upper mix voice belt with a lot of distortion compression that we're trying to get out of our voice here. So that's kind of like a Chris Cornell style thing, which I typically find works pretty well with my voice, so I kind of copy that same kind of delivery. And then it's just repeating the end of this chorus here several times with more energy, just to make it cool. All right, that's enough of that. We're not going to worry about this double here, just because it's the same thing, essentially, and we haven't panned it or done anything weird. This one's a little bit cleaner. So when you play everything together, it sounds a little clean, even though it's not. You guys heard the end of the main line there. It is still pretty aggressive and distorted. Less of that comes across when it's doubled like that. Now the chorus double down here is basically the same. We got reverb instead of delay on this, just to make it different. We've changed the EQ slightly, and then everything else is the same. You got me down to size. I'm broken by your lies. So there's that, and then it's panned right 25%, just to be cool there and give it a little space. Get more space down here with an octave double. So this is the lower octave, and it's just the second half of each line. Down to size. By your lies. Tried to make it as compressed as I could without putting any fry or anything on it. And that just gives us a little bit more depth. That's also panned left at 25%. And then together with everything, you get this. You got me down to size. I'm broken by your lies. My mind is under attack. You're the one who's holding me back. And there it is. If you're curious about the lyrical idea with this that I threw down really quick, it's kind of just like someone being stuck in it's kind of an abusive relationship, more emotionally abusive, of basically someone who gets belittled all the time, you know, that kind of vibe. And they're very upset about it. Okay, that stuff is out of the way here. Let's go to the fun parts in the refrain here, where we've got some pretty gnarly screams here. Not anything too crazy with this. A lot of this is just to look at the pitch, but this is useless on here because it's this big scream. It can't detect any pitch. Doesn't know. Same crap. Delay and a reverb on this one to make it a little louder. An extra saturating thing here called Drive, made by my vocal coach. He's got multiple plugins that he put out recently, and they're all very good. And then you get this big loud guy. Hold me back! Hold me back! Hold me back! And the big one there. And he is panned at 40. Other one that's doubling it, panned at 40 as well. Same type of deal. This, we don't have the reverb, we just got the delay on it, and it's slightly longer. Give it a little bit more space so when they stack, it sounds cool when you get this. And that last one is real gnarly there, so we got a nice kind of Corey Taylor type of scream here. That's kind of the technique we're doing. Just a basic false chord scream. And then down here, this is the really weird one that I'm showcasing my own personal talent with. And this is a throat singing layer that is 2 octaves below what the main line is. And then same stuff there. We've got a very long, wide reverb on this to give it the most space we can. And then this is just getting the high end boost because it's a very low sound. And we don't want to cut off the low end. We want that because we're doing a note that is, let's see, where is it? I mean, it's giving you a subharmonic way down here. at like, since you're going to be at 56 hertz, right? So you don't want to cut that off. Holding me back, holding me back, holding me back. And I'm not like a throat singing expert, but it is something I can do fairly well. That's pretty unique, so I like to do it. And then all together the refrain. Holding me back, holding me back, holding me back. And then there's that guy there. Okay. So that's basically everything we did there. I tried my best with this thing to use a lot of the tricks that I know, a lot of arranging and production things here to make this sound as nice as possible. Lots of doubles all over the place, octave harmonies. We got the screens here that are doubled and panned to make it super wide. So a lot of different things I tried to do here to make this sound cool. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this behind the scenes look at how I made this thing for Jared's vocal challenge here. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy the video. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Also click the bell so you get a notification when a new video is out on the channel. And I'll see you guys next time in another video. Have a good one.